Onyami Jesus is still my name. You're an Hollywood actor and a top content creator. Share this video. Adi video is coming to you. Share this video to Salomozia. To Salomozia. Bam, bam, bam. Hey. Ewo. Nigeria E.F.C.C. Don't do another one again. Hey. Ewo. E.F.C.C. That is the people where they in charge of corruption, where they arrest people, where they do tamper with money illegally, who misappropriate both public fund and whatever fund. The people where they get them, they charge them misappropriate of entrusted property. The people where they do anyhow where you do, they go correct you. Yawa dongas among them. Ewo? Now this one they call among the 12 disciples, Judas the inside. You applied, they employed you, train you, without knowing say you be Onyori, Nacho Onyori. That is also not an E.F.C.C. now. That is men are being dismissed every day by day. Mandana Tonga. That is hey. Let me not go far. Listen.
We're talking about anti-corruption this morning. Recall that late last year, during his maiden media chat, Mr. President was asked about his anti-corruption drive, and he has a slightly different opinion from what many thought. He talked about why are people corrupt, and he mentioned, the fact that there are lack of social amenities, lack of funding for children's school fees, and he says pay them good and living wage, and perhaps corruption can be defeated. He highlighted his efforts in the area of student loan, increasing minimum wage, and if he can even get more allocation. But some have also said there's need to balance that thought, because if you don't penalize corruption, you don't also show to those people coming behind that there is definitely pain when you do the wrong thing. People need to see corrupt leaders punished, taken to court and really having actual deal with them in that sense of it. Without that record example, the feeling out there is that corruption might persist. We're hearing from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission now that it dismissed 27 of its officers last year, and their dismissal was following the recommendation of the Staff Disciplinary Committee of the E.F.C.C, which was ratified by the Executive Chairman, Ola Olukoyede. They were dismissed for various offenses that the agency calls fraudulent activities and misconduct. I'm joined on the show this morning by US-based lawyer and author, is also a political affairs analyst, Dr. Okwebawo. Dr. Bawo, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
How's Nigeria?
Oh, I love it so far. I've been having a great time.
Everybody is jackpotting, but they still find time to come back home.
Yeah, because it's still our country, no matter what we say.
Maybe it's not that bad after all.
Not necessarily that it's not that bad, but because it's your country, you don't have anyone. You might be an American, but you're never really going to be one of them. We all know that. And I've really had some very positive experiences. Starting with the airport, I have to give
There's a lot of upgrade there.
I have to give Keyamo his props. It took me 5 minutes from getting out of the plane to get out of the airport. It's never happened in 30-something years.
Wow.
And because I criticize the government a lot, when they do a great thing, I have to. Keyamo, he's still killing it out there. I was very, very surprised. There was none of these trying to give people money and all that, and everything went smooth. And I was just stunned. And then the second thing I've noticed that is pretty good is that I was even afraid to even talk about it now, so that in case I don't jinx myself, my light doesn't go off. so I've never seen that before. For the first 3 days, it didn't even blink.
There's no doubt about the fact that the cost-reflective tariff is working. People now have to pay more.
I don't care, I'll pay.
But there's light.
I don't care how much it is, I'll pay. But I was just stunned, so I don't even want to be telling my friends that my light will go off, just in case it goes up. So it went off about like an hour or two, then came back on for 5. This now has been excellent. I have to say that. I've not seen the cost, and I personally don't care. And I believe that most Nigerians, if you provide them the service, they don't mind paying.
Absolutely. Some said that we perhaps have gotten so used to free things, and that's why the system never works.
Yes. So those two, I have to give them. That's not to say everything is fine, but those two, this surprised me.
At least it gladdens my heart that I just got back. I have some few good things to say about Nigeria, but they say it doesn't really feel at home over there until you come back home. Is it true?
Well, yeah, like anywhere, it's like it's not even so much because we are abroad. If you live in Lagos and then you go and start staying in Abuja, or you live in Mushin and go to stay in Abuja, Abuja will never be like your home until you go back to Mushin. So the same way with Nigeria, those of us who really love this country, and you feel different when you come here because this is your place.
We'll get to the E.F.C.C story shortly, but your book, The Kingmaker, is getting a lot of reaction. They say you're actually talking about Mr. President.
I don't know where they got that impression from. It's a novel. It's called a novel inspired by true life events. The Kingmaker of Muguland. Muguland is a fictional country, so how can I be talking about Mr.
You really never thought of anybody when you were writing it?
Well,
between you and I, nobody's watching.
Every writer is inspired by something.
Okay.
All right. So I wanted to I just love fiction now, so it frees you from all this it being personal. Somebody saying he libeled me or didn't libel me, but you can still tell the historical stuff from your perspective. That's what this is.
We'll talk about that later and why you canceled the launch. Perhaps some other time. But let's turn our attention to anti-corruption. Fraudulent activities and misconduct is why E.F.C.C says it has dismissed 27 officers last year.
Yes.
Maybe it's the journalist in me. Why do I think that's a little vague? Not revealing the identities, the cases against them, because that's usually what you know E.F.C.C for when they're prosecuting their corruption cases.
Yes, and I have to say this with all sense of respect to Mr. Olubode. I really love when the man was appointed. I thought it was going to be a game changer. They could put himself in history because he's a professional. I've met him once, all professional, but I'm pretty disappointed that he has a great chance to write himself into history, but he's not doing it. You don't dismiss officers and don't tell us who they are. In a country like Nigeria, deterrence is one of the greatest motivators because people say have a lot of self-respect. They want to be seen as good people in public, but the E.F.C.C dismissed. I'm not talking about those who are accused. If you're trying to protect the accused name until they're found guilty, you already found them guilty. You've signed off on their dismissal, and you don't tell us who they are. It's an insult to the Nigerian people. Same way they do. When they tell you that they've recovered billion here, they've recovered billion here, they don't tell you the names of the people. Like the person that they confiscated somewhere or something, a duplex is from. So for me, our current E.F.C.C chairman, he might have meant well, but it's been over nice, so to speak. I see him as being too sensitive to the feelings of accused persons. So that is.
Unavuka kankita si oto wanye nonu. Hey, wahala day. E.F.C.C of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Hey, my gold chain worth of thousands of dollars, millions of naira missing. You don't collect them from people. Say they committed one or two things. You seize them, hold them. Yes, you will be the authority. Now inside the authority now some group who don't go inside and go command them again for their own selfish use and aim. Hey, E.F.C.C of Nigeria. Nkita ata na ọkwanye n'onu. Nwa bụ onye mi Jesus na nkita ataga ọkwanye wale n'onu. Ọzọ kwakwa, ọzọ emekwa na E.F.C.C. Hey, ewo Nigeria. Anytime Frenchman tell you Nigeria, say something don't happen. Are we talking about thousands of US dollar, millions of money? Are we talking about property? My dear, that office need to be tight. Serious screening need to go on in that department, in that body called E.F.C.C. Minus that, if that place is corrupt, Nsobo, that is Nukunsobo. I'm not going to. So, President, Baba Jagaban, E.F.C.C boss. Make gonna try hold that place. So everywhere may they corrupt, but that E.F.C.C body, if it corrupt, that is Nigerian name. No, sorry. Share this video. And the video is coming to you. I still remain one and only Onyami Jesus, an Hollywood actor and their top content creator.